ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, But with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small. But with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi.
今天多云转阵雨，记得带伞。
回来了。
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi.
今天多云转阵雨，记得带伞。
回来了。
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
大家好，
Welcome.
欢迎大家参加今天的
Welcome
发布
to
会。
today's launch event.
小米呢进入新10年后，
Entering into the new
经过
decades,
3到4年的
Xiaomi has
积累
been learning, growing, and accumulating for 3 and 4 years. Finally, we are welcoming our moment of stride.
前不久，
Not long ago,
我们发布了自己
we
的
launched
全新的战略，
our latest
人
strategy,
车家
the
全生态
human car home ecosystem, smart ecosystem.
进一步的明确了。
And we
汽车呢
further
就是小米战略
clarifies
中的
that
最
Xiaomi
重要的一
EV
环
is one of the most important part of
今
Xiaomi's
天
strategy.
是小米汽车
Today
的第一次正式亮相。
It's the first time
也是
for
我们
us
的
to talk about
第一次
Xiaomi
发布
EV,
会。
and this is our very
我呢
first launch
想
event
跟
about
这个和
Xiaomi
大家聊
EV.
聊
So
小
I
米
would
汽车。
like to talk about Xiaomi EV with all of you.
从正式官宣到今天呢，
Since we officially announced
1003天
to build cars, it has been
不少人呢都特别
1003
关
days.
心我们的进展。
Many people are very concerned about
我有
our
不少朋友
work
跟
in
我说呢，
progress.
是不是
Many people say
太慢
to
了
me
一点？
that maybe you're too slow.
其实呢，今天的汽
But
车工业呢，非
actually,
常非常的成
today
熟。
the automobile industry is very
如果你要是
mature.
传一辆车
If you want to build a car,
，300-400个人，
300 or 400 people and
找一辆
a
对
bit
标车
over 1
立项
billion,
工程
and you find a benchmark,
很容易就搞定了。
benchmark car, and you just need to do
但是
reverse engineering, and you
要
can
想造一
do
辆
it.
好车的
But
话，
to build a good
还是
car,
非常
it
非
is
常不容易。
still very, very difficult.
我在没有坐车之前就觉
Before
得坐车呢挺不容易的。
We started to build
干了
cars.
3
I
年以后，
believe it is
更
very
觉得造
difficult, but
车呢
after
特
3
别
years,
的
I
艰
do
辛。
feel that it is very difficult to build a good
前
car.
不久呢，我见到了何
Not
小
long
鹏，
ago, I met with He
我跟他说
Xiaopeng.
我造车以后，
I told him
重新再
that
看
after
魏
I
小
got
你，
into the
我觉得你
automobile
们仨真的
industry,
挺不容易
and
的，
I do
挺了
know
不起
your
的。
company is very
我说我
difficult
要
and you
用
are
非
doing
常
very
正
well.
式的方式
And I
向你们几
think
位致敬。
I have to pay
所以呢，
tribute
昨天呢，
to all of
我就
you.
发了条
So
微博，
yesterday,
还
I
包了几个广告牌。
posted on Weibo, and I also made some advertisement on the billboard.
但我也没有想到在行业里面引起了轩
But I
然大
never
波啊。
expect that this
有
could
人
become
问
a
我
hit
说
in the：“
你
industry.
为什么不
Some
向
people
一
ask
汽、
me,
二汽、长安致敬？
why don't you pay tribute to
为什么不向
Chang'an
上汽、
FAW
广
or
汽、北汽
Shanghai
致敬？
Automotive? Why don't you pay
还有
tribute
你为什
to
么
the
不向
Guangzhou Automotive
长安、
or the
长城、
Beijing
吉
Automotive?
利、
And
奇
why don't
瑞
you
致
pay
敬？
tribute to
其实大家
Cherry
真
and
的
other
误解
car
了。
companies? I think you're understanding
我
this
对整个
wrong.
汽车行业
For the
一直
entire
心
automobile
心
industry,
怀敬畏之心。
I always
当我
hold
决
my
定坐车
oath
之后，
to the automobile
我第
industry
一
in my
时间
heart. And once I got
就逐家
into the
登门
automobile
拜访，
industry, I
当面
visited
表达
all
了
of
我
the
的
car
敬意。
companies and I paid my
我相
tribute
信此
to
时
all
此
of
刻，
them in
可能各
person.
家车厂都有
At
人在
this
看发布
moment,
会
I。think people
真
from
的
the
可以
car
核实一
companies
下。
are watching this launch event, and I think they can prove
在
what I
拜
just
访的
said.
过程之中，
As I pay my visit to the
我
car
也向每
companies,
位行业前辈请教，
I also
在
learned
智
from
能
all
电
of
动车的
them.
时代，
So in the era of smart
什么样
EV,
的车才算一辆好车呢？
what is a good car?
每个人呢都给了我非常不同的
And
答案。
they all gave me different answers.
汽车工业呢已经发展了100多年，其
So
实
the
车的
automobile
机械
industry
素
has
质
been
都做到了
developing for
极高的
100
水平。
years. The mechanical quality and
保时捷呢
performance of
就是
cars
最好
have
的标杆。
reached a very high
所
level,
以各位也
and
能看
Porsche
到
is a
呢，
very
全球
good
车厂啊
example. So as
都
you
在
can
对
see,
标保时捷。
car companies in
因为
the
保时
world
捷
are
做的是
all
真的
trying
非常好。
to benchmark themselves with Porsche
新
because
世纪以
Porsche is
来呢，
really great.
特斯拉开创
And in
了
this new
移动智
century,
能终端的先河。
Tesla is the pioneer
那
of
么
smart
未来
EV.
新能源汽车应该是
So in the
先
future, for
进
the
的
NEV,
智能
it should
移动
be
空
an
间。
advanced mobile smart
所以
space.
小米汽车的目标是什么
Therefore, the
呢？
goal for Xiaomi EV
造一辆能媲美
is to build
保时捷、
a
媲美
dream
特斯拉
car
的
that is
dream
as
car
good as Porsche and
打
Tesla.
造
And
好看、
we want to
好
make
用、
a good
舒
looking,
适、
easy to
安
use,
全的
comfortable, and
移动智
safe
能空间。
mobile smart
其实这就
space.
是我们小米汽车的目标。
This is the goal for Xiaomi
但
EV.
这个目标
Of course,
其实实现起来挺不容易
it
的。
is difficult to realize this
百年
goal.
赛道 无捷径。
In 100 years, there has
我从
been
第一
never
天
been
就
a
知道
shortcut in
我
the
们
automobile
只有一
industry.
条路，
From day one, I know there is only
就是
one
从
way for
底
us.
层核心技术
That
做
is
起，
to start with
10倍
our
投入，
fundamental
认认真真地
technologies. We need to
造一辆
invest
好车，
10 times and take it seriously to build a
还要
good
有
car.
耐心。
And we have to be patient.
我们要通过15
In
年到20年的努
15
力
to 20
成为
years,
全球
we
前
will
5
try
的
to
车厂，
become the top
为
5 car
中国
company
汽
in
车
the
工业
world
的
and
全面
contribute
崛
to
起
the
而
full
奋
rise
斗。
of the automobile industry of China.
因为只有这样的目标，
Because
才能让我们在
only with
漫
this
漫征
goal,
程中，永远保持
we
一颗
will be able
一往无前的
to
勇气
keep
和一
our
往无前的决
courage
心。
as well as our determination to march forward all the time.
在智能电动车的时代啊，
In the era of smart
核心
EV,
技术特别的多，
there are
技
many
术赛
core
道也特别多。
technologies and there are a
我
lot
今天
of
呢
technical
选了
sectors.
5个领
And
域啊，
today I
简单地
selected
跟大家
5 of
汇报一
them
下。
to
但呢，
share
汽车
some
的
of
技术
information
讲起
with
来都
you.
特别的复
But
杂，
you know, the car technology is very
而且也比
complicated
较枯燥。
and they are
反
also
正待
very
会呢，我
boring.
努力讲
I will
的
try
有趣一
to
点。
make my
如果
sharing
讲的无
fun
趣
and
呢，就请大家
interesting,
鼓鼓掌，好
but
不好？
please bear with me if you think it's boring and feel free to applaud for me if you
我
think it's
相信
boring. And I believe
只要大家听完，一定会对小米造车
after today's
有
launch
完
event,
全不
you
同
will
的认
get
识。
a whole brand new
好，
understanding of
下面呢，
Xiaomi's
我们就
EV.
正式开始
So
我们
now
的
we
小米
will
汽车技
officially
术发布会。
kick off the Xiaomi EV
第一项
technology
我们讲什么
launch.
呢？
The first
讲
thing we want to talk
电机。
about is e-motor.
电动车呢，最核心的技术就是电机。
The core technology
电机
for
呢，
EV
直接
is
决
the
定了车的
e-motor.
性能。
The motor will
那么
directly
现在的
affect
电
the
动车呢，
performance of the car.
主要是用的
Right now, for the most of the
永磁
EVs,
同步电机。
they are using the permanent
现在
magnetic
全行业
synchronous
呢都在
motor.
卷
Now the
转
entire
速。
industry is trying to
因
increase the
为
rev
在相
because
同的扭
with the
矩下，
same torque,
转速越高，
the faster the
性能
rev,
就越强
the
大，
higher the
车呢就开得
performance,
越快。
and the car will be
所以呢，这
faster.
是全球都在卷的技术
Therefore,
方向。
everybody
就
is
是转速
trying to increase the rev.
那么 BBA 保时捷
So BBA,
卷到了
Porsche,
16000
they have
转。
got 16,000
特
RPM.
斯拉呢，在它的百
And
万车型里
Tesla
面，
in its
去年年底
$1 million
卷到了2万转。
model, last year they
那
reached
么我们小米的
20,000
目标是什么？
RPM. So what is the goal for
小米的
Xiaomi?
目标肯定是要超越
Of course, we
特斯拉，是吧？
want to be better than
所
Tesla.
以我
Therefore,
们从刚开始干的时候，
since
我
day
们就
one,
立项了小米超
we
级电机的项目。
started the Xiaomi Hyper Engine
我
program.
们立志呢做转速最快
We
的
are
电机。
determined to develop the
首先，
fastest,
我们招募了
the
超
motor
过
with the
100 人
fastest
的
rev.
专家团队。
First off, we
接着，
put up a team of
我
over
们又找了
100
2
people,
家
and then
全球
we
顶级的
found
电机合作伙
two
伴，
top-notch
就是
motor
联电
partners.
和
They
汇
are
川。
UMC and
还使用了
Innovance.
最先
We
进
also
的
used
AI 技
the
术，
most advanced AI
克服了
technology.
重重的困难，
We overcame
终于在去
a
年
lot
年
of
底搞定
difficulties, and at the end of last year, we
21000
finally
转，
reached 21,000 RPM in our Hyper Engine.
而且呢，我们一次还做了2个电机，
And we developed
一个叫
two motors. One is
一个
called
叫
V6, the other one is
一个呢
V6S.
是299匹，
One
一个
has
呢是
299
374
PS,
匹，
the other one has
大概相当于燃油发
374
动机
PS.
6缸
It is
和大6缸的
equivalent
水平。
to the
为了大家
six-cylinder
好
of a
记呢，
few
我们命了一个
engine.
名字，一个叫
And
V6，一个叫
to make it
V6S
easy for you
好
to
记吧？
remember, we call them V6 and
那么这2个
V6S.
电机的性能都非常非常的出
So
色。
these two
我们已
motors have
经
great
量产，
performance,
并会
and
在
they
我
are
们的
now
手
being
车
massively
中
produced,
搭载
and。they will be put into
所以呢，
our Xiaomi
我
EV.
挺激动的啊！
I'm very
我们原计划
excited.
呢，8月份发布，
Originally, we
8
planned
月份发布，
to
我连
launch it
PPT 都准
in
备好了。
August. We even wrote
是吧？
a
是可以媲
presentation for
美
it.
保时捷、
You can
媲美
see
特斯拉了吧？
it is as good as
这绝对是
Porsche
全
and
球转
Tesla.
速最快的电机。
This is the motor with the
结果呢，
fastest
我们推迟到
rev in the
今天以后，
world. But after
发
we
生了一件很不幸
delayed
的事情，
the
被友
launch
商
event
截胡
until
了。
today, unfortunately, our competitors announced their
友商呢
product
上个月
before
呢发布
us
了
last month.
22000转，
Our competitors announced their motor with 22,000 RPM. So it was very painful for me, and I started the motor of our competitors. In addition to the rev, the torque is smaller than us. Their highest power, largest torque, and also the power density in all these three parameters, they are way lower than us. Therefore, I'm still proud to say that V6 and V6S are still the most leading and most powerful motors. And with this opportunity, I would like to tell you that for the core automobile technology, Xiaomi is firm in our attitude. We will invest all the time we need, and we will do anything we can just to become the best in the industry. Therefore, today, I'm going to launch the third Xiaomi Hyper Engine, V8S. In our competitors' launch event, they said they can increase another 3,000 RPM. So today, we are going to reach the ceiling of the motor performance in the world. So this result actually broke the world record of rev of e-motor, and this is the most leading e-motor in the world. Many people might ask that what is the difficult point to increase the rev of a motor? You know, for the e-motor, when it revolves very fast, the centrifugal force gets larger, so the rotor is very easy to break. Therefore, to reach fast rev, the most difficult thing is to increase the strength of the rotor. Tesla, its solution is that if the rotor is not strong enough, then they will wind the rotor with the carbon fiber to make it stronger. And when we studied the solution, we thought, maybe we should go back to the nature of this question. So if the rotor is not strong enough, we need to think about how to increase the strength of the rotor. So the material team of Xiaomi worked with the world-leading partners to develop the new generation of ultra-high strength silicon steel. While guaranteeing the magnetic flux, we also reached a world-leading level. Its strength is 960 megapascal. This strength is 113% higher than the current highest level, and we can still reach 27.2 thousand RPM. So with this strength, the second thing we need to address is temperature. So the temperature of the rotor can reach 180 degrees. So our team designed a two-way oil cooling system for the rotor. This cooling system can increase the cooling efficiency by 50%, and it can reach up to 30% of the temperature. It can decrease 30% of the highest temperature. It can also increase the slot fill factor by 77% and reduce 25% of the core loss. And we also developed the silicon carbonate ECU. The conversion efficiency is up to 99.85%. So V8S, this motor can reach 578 PS. The highest power is 425 kilowatts. The peak torque is 635 Newton meter. Its conversion efficiency is 98.11%. Therefore, all its parameters are leading the world. With such a powerful motor, there is another parameter, that is the power density. The power density of V8S compared with Tesla and Porsche is also leading. For this great motor, I'm proud to tell you that it is fully self-developed by Xiaomi. It is also self-produced by Xiaomi.
我们预计这个电机呢，将在
This
2025
motor
年上车啊
will be
，2025年
put
上
into
车。
our vehicle in
当然，我
2025.
进入汽车领域3年以
Of
后呢，
course, after getting into the car
其实我
industry
发现啊，
for 3 years,
我们这个行业啊，
I found
或者贵圈啊，经
that
常
in
发
this
布很多
industry,
PPT 技术。
so
以为这个
many
技术
car
已经很
companies
广
are
泛使用了，
trying
可能是
to launch
3
their
年5年后才使用
technologies
的
in the
技
launch
术。
events. You think this
我也
technology can
特
be
别害
used,
怕
but
我
it
们的
can
小
be
米
only
进来以
used
后，
after 3 to
大家
5
又觉得我
years.
们在吹牛。
But
所以
I'm worried
我
that
干了
people
生
may
平，
accuse us of
第
just
一次
making
干了
cars
件
on
大事
paper. So
请了
I've
一个
done important
权威的
move.
专
I
家组
sent
对我们的
invitations
电机技术呢
to
做了一下
some
鉴定。
organizations in China, and we
我呢邀
established
请了
a
中国电
review
工技术
panel.
学会、
We invite
国
experts
家
from
新能源
China
汽车技术
Electrical
创新中心
Technical
组建了由
Society and
11位电机行业
National
的专家
EV
组成的
Tech
专家
Innovation
组，
Center.
其中
So
有2位
is a panel made of
国家
Elon
工程
experts.
院的
Two
院
of
士
them are actually
专家组在
commissioned
鉴定完以后
from
一
the
致
China
认为，
Engineer Academy.
小米呢
So all
在
experts
车用电
conclude
机
that
最高转
Xiaomi
速、电驱系统的最高效率
in、
功率
electrical
密度等
technology
关
such
键
as
指标方面
highest
处
rev
于
in
国
vehicle
际
motor,
领先水平。
highest efficiency and power density of e-motor.
并
World
且
leading
我们
level.
申请了
And we
155项专利，
filed
已经获得了60项
patent
专利。
application and obtained 60
当
of
然
them.，
在这个领域
Of
我们也
course
没有止步，
We should
我
never
们的
stop
团队呢
on innovating.
又往
Our
前走了一
team
步，在
took
推进
another
技
step
术预研。我们呢
in
也
pre-research.
研究了整个碳
We
纤维
studied
长袄的方案。
the solution of
特斯拉呢
carbon
采用的是湿式法
fiber，solutions.
我们呢采用了更先进的
So
激
Tesla
光固
used
化
wet
长袄
winding.
工艺，它的
Our
良率
laser
更
in
高，
situ
密
curing
集力
technology
更
is
好。
more advanced
我
with
们
higher
呢
yield
在
rate
实验
and higher
室搞定
preload.
了一个更夸张的数字，
And in
35,000
the lab,
段
we had even higher number,
也申请了
35,000
专利。
RPM. Very
当然
stunning，
这项
number.
技术呢
And we also
距离
filed
量产
application
呢
of
还有一段
patent.
时
Of
间。
course, it's far
大
away
家现在
from
看一下我们实验室的
mass
测试视频。
production. Let's look at the lab review.
Therefore, 所以我非常骄傲的跟大家
Therefore,
说，
I'm
在
very
电
proud
机
to
技
tell
术
you,
上，我觉
in
得
terms
小
of
米
motor
同时研发了
technology,
3代，
we
是吧
developed
？21000
three generations
转
of
已经
products
上车，
at the same time.
27200转计
So
划
the
后年
21,000
上车
RPM，is
然
already
后实
available,
验室已经干到
and
了
the
35000转。
27,200
所以
RPM
我们这
will
句话
be
讲的有
used
道理吧？
on our car soon.
小米将持
And
续投
the
入电机研发，
35,000 one
力
is already
争成为
realized in the
全
lab.
球电机行业
So
的
we
领导
aim
者
to。become a leader
所以
in e-motor.
我觉得在核心技术上，小
In
米呢
terms
这
of
一
core
次是
technology
非常非常认真的。
Xiaomi
好，
is quite
我们谈
serious.
第2个技术，
The second technology I want to
电池。
tell you about is battery.
把电池做好呢，
Good
是
battery
做好纯电车的基
is the foundation for a
为
good
什么？
PEV.
因为这个电池呢，在电动
Because
车里面是核心部
Battery
件，
is the core component
同
of
时也是最
AEV.
贵的。
It's the most
这个电
expensive
池包呢，
component.
大概占了我们的
A
成本的
battery
40%，
pack accounts for
甚至50%。
40% or even 50%
它
of
直接影
total
响了续
cost.
航，
It
影响了动
determines
力，
range,
影响了空
power,
间，影响了
space,
整车安全。
vehicle safety.
所以呢，对于电动的车来说的
So
话，
for
电池包
AEV,
是一个很
battery
重要的部
pack
件。
is a very important
当然
component.
今天呢，我们国内啊，在电
And
芯技术上
today,
已经非常非常领先。
China
我
is
这么讲不
leading
是小米
in
要去做
battery
电
cell
芯，
technology.
我们需要跟电芯最领先的
We're
公司
not
合
trying
作。
to
我们怎
make
么
the
能
best cell
围
by
绕电
ourselves,
芯，
but
把
working
电池
with
包和
the
相关
best
技
cell
术做到
maker
全球
in
化。
China.
所以小米自
In
研
order
了呢
to have the
800
best
伏的
battery
碳化
pack
硅的高压
in the
平台
world. So we developed our
最近呢800伏的特别
800V
特别火。
silicon carbonate high
这
voltage
个
power
很
platform
多号称800伏的
where
车啊，
everyone
实际
is
上是不到
competing
800伏的。
on.
我
But
仔细
actually,
研究了一
some
下，
self-claimed
这个大部分都是
800V
有
cars
700
are not actually
甚至有个别的呢只有
800V. Some
600
is only 700
当然，我也跟
or
专家请
5
教，
to
大家说呢
600V.
超过
I
500
asked
伏就可
some
以号称
experts.
800伏。
They say that once they reach 500 V, they can claim to be 800 V. But we want to be a real 800 V platform. So we reached 871 watts. Some brands claim to be 900, but we want to be true to our words. So we reached 871 volts, which is far better than average in the industry. We work with CATL and built a team of more than 1,000 engineers on this battery pack. We also developed cell-to-body or C2B technology. This is a new concept. It means we actually make the battery pack an integrated part of the car body, which replaces the chassis. The benefit of it is to improve the strength of the car body, to save space of the floor, and to actually leave more space for the cabin and reduce the vertical height. And imagine every EV has a big battery pack at the bottom, which takes a big space. C2B technology allows the car body to be produced and to be connected with the battery pack. So the cabin is more spacious. So we have the best battery pack technology in the industry. The total thickness is only 120 milliliter, and VE is 77.8, and is very expandable. Under the current chemical system, that means without new inventions, this battery pack has a capacity of 150 kilowatt-hour and supports 1,200 kilometers of range. I looked deeper. Although the current chemical systems supports such a capacity, but the cost is too high, so most brands make it just for demo. And in our internal discussion, we want to really produce a mass production battery pack. I was told with the current mature chemical system, the maximum capacity we can reach is 132 kilowatt-hour and 1,000 kilometers in range. So it's worth doing. And our platform has very good expandability and compatibility. And you might be more concerned about the battery safety. On this front, Xiaomi adopts the highest battery safety standard in the industry. We make sure that when the battery is fully charged, even when the water cooling system fails, there will be no open flame, no propagation. So this is the highest standard globally for battery safety. The reason why we can reach such a safety level is that we have 70 layers of high voltage insulation protection with great insulation and cooling capability. The whole pack adopts water cooling step covering two sides of the battery, and also with the highest cooling area of 7.8 square meter, 4 times of the industry average, and the best active cooling tech. On two sides of the battery, we laid 0.6 square meters of aerogel, which is used as the thermal insulation material for spacesuits. It can insulate high temperature up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. Well, the drawback is the cost is too high. So on two sides of the battery, we laid 0.6 square meters of aerogel. You might be still concerned that sometimes the battery pack is great, but with side impact or bottom scraping, the battery pack might be damaged in a collision. So we actually made 3 layers of sealing support, 3 layers of side impact protection, and 8 layers of undercarriage protections. In total, 14 layers of protection. So under the most rigorous tests, we actually passed IP6K, 9K in the seal test. And our onboard and cloud-based safety alert system can detect 800 e-signals per second, 10 times of the industry average, double the data volume of a national standard, and is always on 24/7. Our battery management software has been certified at the highest level. So in an emergency, in 4 milliseconds, the current can be cut off to protect the passengers. So we went through massive testing, the most rigorous testing, including crushing, compression, burning, flooding, overcharging. So in total, it passes more than 1,050 tests. So the items tested is 20 times required by the national standard, and the length of a durability test is 96 times of national standard. So we did our best to eliminate all safety risks. With so much testing, we're still trying to make it safer. We invented a new technology called inverted cell tech. So the cell is inverted in the car. So in the case of thermal failure, the relief valve in the battery, the energy will be released from the valve when the battery is upside down. In any case, the energy will go downward instead of upward. So it actually secures the safety of the cabin. So it took us 2 years working with CATL to unveil this technology to you. So we worked very hard on the development of batteries. We built our own battery pack factory so we can safeguard the quality and performance of the battery off the bat. So we actually applied 132 patents and gained 65 of them. We invest heavily on battery. Now we're in winter. Cold weather range retention is the biggest sticking point of EV and also the biggest complaint from users. Xiaomi, as a northern car maker, we made it go from the start. We want to be the best car for winter driving, the best EV for winter driving.
大家可能不是特别了解啊，我简单的介绍一下。
So you might not know what comes with it. So the core of EV technology is about battery, and the most important part of battery is heat management. Whoever has the best heat management can have the highest cold weather range. Heat management is very complicated. Well, to make it simple, it's mainly about AC. So the most common technology used in a car is called heat pump technology. It's amazing technology. It's about absorbing heat from nature and transfer it to the passenger cabin. It's not about heating up. It's about transferring heat from outside into the cabin. But how is it done? For example, at negative 10 Celsius degree, through even colder medium, it can absorb heat from nature. And through the compressor, the heat can be transferred to the cabin. Do you get it? Even when it's so cold outside, negative 10 degree, it can still absorb heat from nature. I know it's hard to get your mind around it. This technology has become very commonplace in EV. But the challenge is about how to improve the efficiency of the heat pump. Xiaomi's heat pump AC is very highly efficient and it uses dual mode. The first mode is direct mode, is individual component heating. The second one is called indirect mode, integrated component heating. It can heat up anywhere of the car. The driver's seat, the passenger's seat, and the battery pack, because battery pack performs the best at room temperature. So at negative 15 degrees, you have to really heat up the battery pack to about 20-40 to work properly. So our highly efficient dual mode heat pump can heat up the battery pack first. And there's a very amazing feature is that at negative 15, you don't need to turn on the heater for the heat to be transferred from nature to the cabin.
Even under negative 20 Celsius degree, you could also absorb heat from the environment. But our competitors can only manage working and operation under 15 below zero. But we can manage 20 below zero. That's why we have higher efficiency in heat conversion. Recently, we've gone to Heihe, the eastern part of Heihe River, where the minimum temperature could be 40 Celsius degrees below zero. We've done some rounds of testing over there, and the cold weather range performance was pretty good during the tests. Besides, we have the tri-source relay heating technology. What does it mean? In addition to the heat pump air conditioning technology, we also have some heaters connected with them, as well as the surplus heat from the engine in order to heat up the battery pack and the cabin together. Our heat management system is magical because the surplus heat could also be utilized to heat up the battery pack. And under such a circumstance, the highest power could be 18 kilowatts. That's like 2 times of our competitors. Under cold temperature, just imagine that AC could heat the environment very quickly in our car, and our battery range is outperforming as well. Heat management technology is paramount. With so many cutting-edge technologies piled up together in the cold weather, our range retention is the highest in the industry, and the charging speed is the highest in the cold weather, and also the best of its kind in the industry. So I am pretty confident that once our car is launched, the cold weather range will be leading the way in the industry. Since the start of our journey on the EV, this is our target. You could take a snapshot of it. We hope to become the king of the cold weather range in the EV sector. And that's about my introduction. About the battery technology, there are 4 points. The first one is 871 voltage silicon carbonate high power platform, and also C2B inverted cell technology. The third one is the most stringent battery safety standard in our designing phase, added by the fourth point, which is the strong heat management capability, enabling us to become the absolute champion of cold weather range. Now let's come to the third technology highlight, hyper casting. Die casting is very popular recently. Tesla opened a new chapter of die casting, and in 2020 it took the lead to establish such 100 tons of die casting mass production in its Shanghai plant. 70 parts and components become one piece. So this set of technology was initiated by Tesla, and whole industry players started to follow suit. We realized that this is indeed the industry trend, so we decided to do it ourselves with our own plant. But the die casting is about 17% bigger than Tesla's, and the clamping force of our die casting machine must be at least 800 tons. In the end, after rounds of thorough thoughts, we finalized on 9,100 tons. Compare to Tesla's Shanghai plant, 9,800 tons, ours is bigger. And also compared to Tesla US plant, we are also a bit bigger. I know that my colleagues are pretty smart. I don't know why they hit at the target of 9,100 tons, because maybe Tesla just launched a 9,800 tons in the US plant. So I think we're really forward-looking. But how did we do this? It's more challenging than what we expected. After our research, we found it's very difficult in the R&D phase because it requires aggressive investment. And to be honest, even according to Tesla, they have optimized the cost. But anyway, they are much more expensive than traditional plants. So we thought, since this represents the industry trend, and as a latecomer, Xiaomi must do this and all in this industrial trend. We want to lead the way. So, in terms of hypercasting, we don't want to miss the target. And our team started to come up with some plans. How did they do this? They booked 3 sets of machines. If the first one breaks, there will be the second one and also the third one to step in. They hope to guarantee its success. But when I saw the approval certificate, I was surprised, even though Xiaomi is well off. But even the landlord cannot squander. I said, how about just 2 sets of machines? And they were persuaded. And we had 2 sets. The 2 sets of systems of hypercasting, just in case that the first one may break down. After we finalized on that plan, many experts from the car manufacturers came to us and they said that, what if you fail? If your hypercasting fails, what will happen to your EV? I am a newcomer to the car industry. I had no idea. So I said, how about we adopt a traditional stamping system? So we 10 times our investment. That's why we had another additional stamping machine system. In total, we had 3 systems working together. And I am lucky. Our team was awesome. So we successfully introduced the hypercasting system. As you can see in the photo, there are 2 sets of systems. And when it's ready, we would love to invite you to take a visit to our plant. It looks like an industrial giant. The whole island weighs at 1,050 tons. It takes an area of 840 square meters. That's almost 2 sizes of the basketball courts. And just compare my height with this island. I look so small. And how big is this? To give you one example, half the mold is about 86 tons. And my height is 181 centimeters. And this half mold is about 2 times of my height. And the weight is 82 tons. That's pretty big. In front of the hypercasting machine, you could feel the power of modern industry. After completing the hypercasting machine, we also have our assembly line with 60 equipment controlling 433 process parameters. It's a very complex process system. And since our hypercasting machine is very big and we have very high technical standards, after studying the materials, we decided to self-develop the materials. We also worked together with the national level key lab of materials to develop the AI simulation system for multi-materials. We add into the zirconium and iron ore elements, and among the 10.16 million types of materials, we had 1,550 times of experiments. As you can see, this is our die casting plant. In the end, we successfully screened it to the excellent Titan's metal. And this alloy, Xiaomi Titan's metal, outperforms in terms of die casting performance, mechanical performance, durability, recyclability, and economics. And especially I want to highlight that since Xiaomi made our commitment to carbon neutrality, in different process stages, we champion environmental protection. And one important parameter of this stage is about 30% of recyclability. What does it mean? For all of the materials utilized, 30% of them must be reused and recycled. To give you one example, for the scrap materials, you could directly reproduce the scrap materials. That's why we set up the target of 30% of recyclability. And our materials can achieve that target. And Xiaomi becomes the only one company in China to have a plant that can mass produce die-casted metals. With such strong hypercasting capacity, we had the 72-in-1 rear floor done by hypercasting with very good performance. We reduced 840 soldering points and 17% of the weights. With that rear floor, we could reduce 2 decibels of the onboard noise. And we've done 2 million kilometers of durability test, so it's very excellent. When we are proud about hypercasting, I heard about some complaints saying that it's vulnerable to the collision. If you bump it, it's about half the cost of the car. So we discussed within the team, and we've done some improvements. We added the tri-section crumple zone. If you bump it at low speed, the crumple zone bears the brunt instead of the hypercasting machine. So that's very good design. So that's what we did in the past 1,000 days about the hypercasting. We had a video. Please enjoy.
小米超级大压铸，汽车工业的新可能从此开始。拥有9100吨索姆力的小米超级压铸机。 重达718吨，以工业巨兽重塑汽车制造。围绕工业巨兽的是小米全站自研一体化压铸机群，占地840平方米，贯穿制造全链路，化繁为简，72个零件合二为一。 打造一体化厚地板，抵达制造新高点。驱动工业巨兽的灵魂，从底层材料创新而来。自研合金材料，小米派坦合金，通过小米自研 AI 算法，从1016万种配方中遴选出兼顾强度、韧性和稳定性的最优合金配方。 毫秒之间，驱动一切可能。制造和材料的双突破，让新的标准造就一体化的工业奇迹。这就是小米超级大压铸 （Hypercasting）。
So for the second time, to verify this technology, I have invited the NEVC and China Society of Automotive Engineers to set up an expert panel. The conclusion is the technology is world-leading, and in terms of the process performance of long-distance flow material, and the material performance forecast model, we have achieved the world-class level. So Speaking of the hypercasting technology, I just want to wrap up. First of all, the clapping force is 9,100 tons, and also we self-developed the entire assembly line of the island, and also we self-developed the Titan's metal. Those are the three hardcore technologies. Next, I will come to autonomous driving. As a tech firm, this should be our province. Autonomous driving is one of the prioritized technology channels that we invested. Last August, I've done my report to you, and we clarified the targets we aim for. That is, by 2024, we hope to become the first camp members. And you know that it's a very competitive industry. So why are we so confident about autonomous driving? There are three reasons.
Firstly, we are very committed to our investment. Our first phase investment is 3.3 billion. Now it has increased to 4.7 billion. We have a team of over 1,000 people. We tested on over 200 vehicles. The entire testing mileage is over 10 million kilometers. And secondly, for autonomous driving, in nature, it is about AI. Since 2012, Xiaomi has been all in AI. We have invested over 10 billion, and now we have a total of over 3,000 AI engineers. Thirdly, which is also very important, even though Xiaomi is a latecomer in the car industry, but the autonomous driving technology iterates very fast. So we also have an advantage as a latecomer. So the underlying technologies we use are the latest, for example, BEV, transformer and occupancy network, and large model. All of them are the latest technologies. Therefore, I would like to share with you our latest progress. For the autonomous driving, sensing is the foundation of all other capabilities. With good sensing capabilities, you will have a safer and better autonomous driving experience. And today, I would like to share with you three self-developed sensing technologies of Xiaomi. First is adaptive BEV technology. What is BEV? BEV, as we all know, is the bird's eye view. So in the display, you can see the bird's eye view. But when you actually drive a car, this technology, the scenario is very complicated. It has high requirement for BEV. For example, sometimes you need to see further, and when you park your car in the underground garage, you need to see clearly. So the requirement is complicated. You can't use one BEV technology to fit for different scenarios. So for our technology, just like your human eye, you can change your zoom. You can see clearly and you can see further. For example, in the underground garage, when you need to park, the entire parking lot is cut into millions of grid. Each grid is only 5 centimeters, so you can accurately recognize the parking lot, and you can even see whether the ground lock is open or not. And in the urban roads, our recognition range will be 160 meters forward and backward, and the grid will be changed to 0.2 meters to address the sophisticated urban road conditions. For example, at a cross turning, you can do a very safe left turning, and on the highway, usually it is very fast. So the forward recognition range will be increased to 250 meters. This very long recognition range enables your car to address different kinds of situations. Therefore, adaptive BEV technology can dynamically change the range of recognition. In different scenarios, there will be a suitable solution. So this enables us to further improve the performance of the BEV technology. The second technology is the Super RAS occupancy network. So what is occupancy network? Traditionally, the occupancy network will describe the world as a block. It is quite like the game Minecraft. So everything is in the shape of block. So the precision of each block is 0.2 to 0.3 meter. Think about it. With this rough precision, sometimes you can make mistakes when you need to recognize small objects. So this is limited because of the computing power, because the onboard computing power is limited. Therefore, the precision is usually 0.2 to 0.3 meter. But this time, Xiaomi used the super res vector algorithm. For the visible objects, they can be described as a cubic with continuous surface. So even though when the precision is the same, but the accuracy of the description will be much clearer and more accurate. And this time the precision is also narrowed down to 0.1 meter. So with this, we will be able to recognize accurately the generic obstacles. For example, the temporary traffic light, you can recognize it. Now let's take a look. You see, when you need to pass the toll station, usually the difficult part is the pole. For Tesla, its precision is 0.2 meters, so this is how the pole is described. And in the Chinese market, usually the pole is described like this, but for Xiaomi, you see the pole is really a goal in our fitting, in our rendering. So with this technology, we can easily recognize different types of generic obstacles. So in many news, you will see sometimes autonomous driving can make mistakes because they might encounter obstacles they don't understand. There is another difficult point, that is the rainy or snowy weather. In a rainy day, you see when the ground is covered by the raindrops, so sometimes the raindrops will be recognized as an obstacle. So sometimes the car will bypass or stop immediately. But in our algorithm, we add noise cancelling to it. We can automatically remove the influence of raining and snowy weather on our recognition, and this further improves the accuracy of our recognition. Thirdly is Xiaomi's road mapping foundational model. So in the past, we relied heavily on the HD maps, but now we realized that the HD map is not a viable path. You can develop an HD map for one city, but if you need to develop HD maps for all the cities, considering that there are road constructions ongoing all the time, no companies can really afford to update their HD maps constantly. So a year later, all of us switch to the HD map free solutions. So for our solution, we do not rely on the HD maps. With our large model, we can generate a road topology in real time, and the effect is as good as an HD map. So you see the road topology can be generated in real time, and this algorithm is magical. So it can identify the road condition in real time just like human beings. For example, if there is an construction ongoing on the road, then it can change the navigation route so you can bypass the construction site on the road. So this also brings a lot of benefit to our autonomous driving. After talking about the algorithms, it might be very boring to you. Perhaps let's take a look at the testing videos, and this is one take. So a few days ago, there are some leakage videos because we want to film our testing. You know, if you need to record your road testing without any disguise, it is very difficult for us to avoid any leakage. So for the first video, it is the urban driving testing. For urban driving, the location we select, because our schedule is tight, therefore we selected a place just near the Xiaomi's Tech Park. It is 5 p.m. It is just after a snowfall, and it is rush hour. You see, the road condition is very complicated, but after watching this video, I was surprised. You have to avoid the pedestrians, you need to avoid any cars that wants to cut the lines, and you also need to bypass the bus, you need to bypass the delivery guys, you also need to bypass the construction site. But the whole time there is no human intervention. Now let's take a look. Great, isn't it?
我要求他们的目标呢是明年年底啊。
So our goal is that by the end of next year, we are going to set up urban driving NOA in 100 cities in China. So we're making very fast progress. And now let me show you another scenario, which is also complicated. That is auto parking. So feel free to applaud if you think this scenario is really amazing. So in this scenario, we recorded this video in Dongguan City in a scenic spot. And there is a very famous cafe. I was never there, but this is a rooftop cafe on the 7th floor. So the driver gets off the vehicle in advance and the car drives automatically to the 7th floor and parks. So it has to go through the barrier gates and go up the spiral ramps. And more importantly, it will meet cars so it can reverse and avoid the vehicles. It can also avoid pedestrians. In a very narrow parking lot on the rooftop, you can see how the car is parked. And at the end, the driver can also use the mobile phone to smart summon the vehicle. Now let's take a look. So it's amazing. And the third scenario is even more difficult. It is parking in the mechanic parking lots. This time, our team find the narrowest parking lot. It is only 2.05 meters wide. You know, for a full-size sedan, it is 2 meters wide. That parking lot is only 2.05 meters wide. Even an experienced driver will have difficulties parking the car. So now let's take a look and feel free to applaud. I think the best part of it, the side mirrors are collected back because, you know, this parking lot is really narrow. So how can we really do this? Because behind this is the end-to-end sensing and decision-making AI model. This is the very first vehicle that supports this technology. So how did we do that? So in the past, for the parking algorithm, usually there are two steps, sensing and decision-making. First, the car will use the cameras and lidars to measure the distance, and then it will calculate a route before the car is parked. And today, most of the auto parking do it like this. I'm not sure if you still remember, we mentioned the occupancy network. The precision of it is 0.1 meter. Therefore, So for auto parking, it requires a spacious parking lot. But for mechanic parking lots, when the width is very limited, it's very difficult for auto parking. But with large model, we can integrate two steps into one. So basically, it is mimicking the decision-making process of a person. It will do a rough alignment first.
And through end-to-end subtle adjustments, step by step, the accuracy is maintained in order to park it accurately. So this is actually the first in the industry. With amazing technology, for narrow mechanical parking lot, it still works. Does it make sense? Did I make myself understandable? Should I go over it again? I guess you get it. And I can actually write an article about it later on. So the testing team told me that this algorithm is even better than experienced drivers. They tested all night and passed all the tests. So this is a great improvement, great innovation for autonomous driving. So we actually have many more innovations, which I do not have time to tell you about today. So this technology is supported by a strong hardware platform. So the computing power is to 508 TOPS, equipped with 2 Orin-X chips, and also 1 LiDAR, 13 HD camera, and 3mm wave radar, 12 ultrasound radar, great sensing capability. In particular, I will tell you about our integrated LiDAR, which sits on top of the car and watches over the car. It can sense up to 200 meters away, and it can generate 1.5 million point clouds and 128 threats. We've done a great number of safety redundancy design, and also with our self-developed de-occlusion algorithm, which complements with our cameras. So we have great autonomous driving technology, and we have great confidence in our team. I believe by the end of 2024, our car will come on top in the market. And of course, please be patient, give them some time. They will become number one in time. Because we are in a very competitive industry. But Xiaomi is never afraid of competition. Next technology, smart cabin, our strongest innovation. I'd like to show you how strong, how powerful this is. Most important part of a cabin is the center display. It comes in all shapes and forms in the industry with all kinds of designs. It seems that all brands are competing on the design of the center display. We chose a 16.1-inch large display, 3K resolution, slim bezel. It seems nothing new. But we have a background of a tablet maker. We chose a high-spec, ultra-large tablet for our car. The biggest benefit is the golden ratio of 16:10. Makes the operation and information display more convenient and with highest compatibility. We worked years on tablets. We know that compatibility is a headache. So we choose this big tablet at 16.1-inch size. It's big enough. At the same time, it does not take too much space from the cabin. And secondly, we have a ultra-large 56-inch HUD, 56-inch, a very large display. It has very high brightness. Even under harsh sunlight, the display is clear. We also add a dashboard, which is super cool. It can rotate. is a rotating dashboard. When you start your car, it automatically rotates. It's quite ritual to start your car this way. So it also gives the car a touch of luxury. And at the back of the seats, you can install our latest Xiaomi tablets, which can control the infotainment system, and it gives you lots of control of the car. It works seamlessly in the car. So this is the cabin, smart cabin, where 5 displays can interact with each other. To ensure smooth operation of the cabin, we equipped the OS with the latest, the most expensive, the fastest chip, Snapdragon 8295. Enough on hardware. I think you're more interested in our Hyper OS. With 13 years of efforts, 7 years of R&D, and 5,000 engineers, in the last 2 years, we reconstructed the bottom layers so that this OS can work across all equipments, all devices, and all 5 features of HyperOS are realized on Xiaomi EV. So this launch event signifies the completion of our human car home smart ecosystem. So the OS gives users great experience. Today, I only have time to cover 3 of them. Number 1, just like phone and tablets, it's easy to use. You don't need to actually to learn it all over again. So the experience for Xiaomi phone users is exactly the same, requires no actual learning. I'd like to show you a demo. First, you will see a 3D digital car model. The color and the configuration are exactly the same with your car. Secondly, it simulates and in sync with the external environment, be it on snowy days, rainy days, in day and night. You have this immersive experience. You can see the raindrop down your car window. From interior to exterior, a single take. And on the interface, the common apps such as SR, Maps, Music are shown on your displays as widgets. We use multitask flexible framework, where allow you to actually arrange and rearrange the widgets left and right. And with more widgets, you can actually slide between those widgets. And all windows are adjustable in size. Alright. Just like your phone, you can just scroll down to call up your drop-down control center. So at the passenger seat, the control center only shows you a few functions. For example, you can only adjust your seats and temperature. So this is great attention to details, very easy to use. Second, fast. Fast wake up, fast start, and fast update. Very smooth operation. It only takes 1.49 seconds to wake up the phone, wake up the OS. I believe our smart cabin system offers the most smooth operation and experience. And the apps launches very fast and with a great gesture control. Because we come from a tablet making background. What's even more impressive is our smart OTA. The OTA upgrades for the whole cabin only takes 3 minutes. The comprehensive vehicle updates only takes 30 minutes, much faster than our peers. Third, the connectivity between smartphones and vehicle. As a phone maker, we have great connectivity ability with our cars. So we can provide this leading user experience. Let me show you. When you sit in your car, you can call up your phone by just one touch. And your phone and your car OS are connected, just like that. Easy enough, right? And you can actually put the navigation to full screen easily with just one drag. And you can finish the videos you watched on your car. And for any documents, you can actually display it on your center display. Very convenient. For those who like to join virtual conference in your car, you can just drag it to your car display with just one touch. And there are many other surprises for you to explore, because I only have time to cover 3 of them. For our Xiaomi fans, you know that Xiaomi is best at making an ecosystem. Our cabin is made of a good ecosystem. That's why we choose a large-size tablet to showcase a good ecosystem. We adapt those mainstream apps to our car OS, so that Xiaomi tablet users can have this seamless boarding experience. Xiaomi tablets offers more than 5,000 apps. Our engineers review all those apps one by one before we can move them to our car OS. So the OS content will be increased in time. Third, you can pin the phone app to your car in seconds. It feels like a native app on your OS. For example, for Douyin, with one pull, you can pin to the center display. It feels like a car app. What's more, Weibo microblog. You can use it on your car or any chat apps. With just one drag, you can use it and display it on your center display. But actually, technically, it's still running on your app, and it does interfere with other apps. It functions just like a cloud app. So it's a great innovation. In time, we'll tell you more details. So Xiaomi's smart cabin owns a strong app ecosystem. We adapt those tablets and phone apps to the vehicle, and your phone apps works just like a native apps on your car. So the ecosystem is rich in apps and content. And what's more, we have also just as large hardware ecosystem. So if you carry a Xiaomi device to your car, you don't need to put in a password. It will automatically be connected to the car Wi-Fi, and all apps can be used on your car. We also developed a car IoT ecosystem. First, this display can be expanded on 4 sides with magnetic connection, and the center displays have pin locations on 4 sides. You can expand your display by plugging some other physical buttons, for example, a keyboard. So this interface is open to limitless innovation and creativity.
And also in the storage of the console, we also have designed the standardized access points. And you could also attach all sorts of devices. For example, the smart aroma diffuser. There are 3 different diffusers for you to choose to access. And also, you could connect it with the other devices. We have magnet access points as well. And also on the backrest, we have standardized interface to support the extension of the other pads. And also, we can carry like 20 kg, and it has a power. After attachment of the pad, you could instantly summon the control system mounted on the vehicle. It's pretty original. You could see the original control on the vehicle with 40 different modules and 30 different controlling methods. And behind the stage, you could use the pad to adjust the front seat location. You could really feel like a boss sitting there. But what about the passenger sitting in the front seat? Is it bothering him? But if you choose it, you will be the first choice sitting in the back seat. So speaking of the car IoT ecosystem, we will open it to the third parties. And we welcome you to join us to develop all sorts of interesting apps. In our launch event, we will show you the dozens or even hundreds of different creative ideas so that you could feel the rich ecosystem we are offering. Now, allow me to demonstrate one of the examples with our partnership with the third parties. What can we achieve? The child seat, the smart child seat. If your child doesn't fasten your seatbelt, there will be an alert from the vehicle. Another magical function is you could also use the camera on the back seat to check on your child. So if you drive along with your child, it's very convenient. The whole ecosystem, if all utilized, would generate a lot of imaginations in that mobile space. And that's the very rich options of hardware in the ecosystem. At this time point, many users do not know how good is Xiaomi 14, and they're still using the backward Apple device, but it's okay. I'm just telling you that Xiaomi EV can also offer you premium experience. If you want to buy Xiaomi 14 to get on board of our Xiaomi EV, it's going to be better customer experience. If you still stay with iPhone, Xiaomi EV is a good choice for you as well, because we can offer iPlay support. We can even be supportive of iPad to get on board. It can control the vehicle as well. So I think you must believe in what I said now. The HyperOS edition enables us to realize a complete coverage of human, home, and vehicle ecosystem. It's a closed loop. The cutting-edge cabin system and the HyperOS and the advanced hardware ecosystem aim to create such an advanced mobile smart space. I especially want to highlight that all the above mentioned belong to part of our platform framework. To develop good car, we have forward engineering of the entire platform structure, and I've just touched upon part of the frame. Many people are concerned. For the R&D of platform framework. It requires a long term of R&D investment. Only very few car manufacturers can take it. I've once read some coverage like the Volkswagen M1B platform cost like $7 billion. So from the first day of our journey on the EV, we decided to develop our own platform structure instead of buying from others. So what is this platform? To give you a metaphor, it's like the brain, the heart and skeleton and neural system of a human being. If you finalize on the platform, you actually decide the size, performance, space and customer experience of the vehicle. And the chassis technology is one of the few core technologies. After a century of development in the car industry, chassis technology has already come to a very high level, and Xiaomi is owed to the automotive industry. We have invited the top-notch global partners to co-create the chassis technology, and those are very popular names. They're like the stars in the automotive industries, and like the Bosch, Continental, next year, Brembo, ThyssenKrupp, Schaeffler, Bentley, and so on. Those are all very famous vendors. We just want to ensure that we could make a very good EV. And in this process, I raise my aspiration. We hope to make it the extreme. We hope to achieve at least 100 targets, the only or the first or the best example of this industry, like the function, maybe the first one or the best one of its kind or the only one in the world in this industry. We hope to compete in all the parameters in this industry. And I'm very excited to tell you that for the majority of the targets that we raised, we have basically hit them. For the remaining, I hope my team could continue to work towards them. In the past 1,000 days, Xiaomi team used their actual deeds and 10 times investment to take the car-making business seriously. And that's about the tech part. Xiaomi used the technology and ecosystem mode to answer your questions. I'm not sure if you are satisfied with the results, but I'm convinced that after listening to this part, you must have different and a brand new understanding about Xiaomi EV, and you have a deeper understanding of us. For Xiaomi EV, it takes several months ahead for the launch. Why? Because we have to do several rounds of tests. We already have some small-scale mass production, but we still want to take like several months to do other rounds of tests. And we decide that since you're very concerned about it, we will present you part of the EV information. It's like a pre-launch event. So let's enjoy a short video first and stay with us. After the video, we will start the pre-launch event of Xiaomi EV. So see you in a moment.
人心里一瞬间有多少个念头？ 这个世界跟得上吗？你想有光，就有了光；想有风，就有了风。最好是春风，每一处都恰到好处。我们学习你的恰到好处，甚至在你意识到它之前。 有时候
太安静了，
你想说句话就搞定一切；有时候你什么都不用说。
AI 正在生成会议纪要。
是的，人一瞬间有多少个念头，我们都懂。
车已停好，进入回家模式。
我们想创造一个世界，让万物更懂你的心思，让人更专心于眼前事、眼前人。 让每一个心意都自由奔流。以人为中心，打造人车家全生态操作系统。全新小米澎湃 OS， 我心澎湃。
我发现你的生活有迹可循。深夜回家，你会只打开常用的那盏灯。在家播音乐，你会连接小爱音箱。接电话时，你会调低电视音量。同一个空调，你喜欢温度低一些，他喜欢高一点。通过感知周围环境和你操作设备的行为，我能理解和学习你的日常操作，把设备调整到你习惯的状态。下一次在家播放音乐时，自动为你连接音箱；接听电话时，为你调低音量；挂电话后，贴心恢复；傍晚回家，为你打开家里的灯；深夜回家，为你点亮夜灯，不会打扰熟睡的家人。每个人打开空调时，我会调到它最舒适的温度。接住你和设备的每一次交互，我会不断成长进化，越来越懂你。我就是 HyperMind， 懂你所想。
好的，尾翼打开，悬架高度已调低。
真正的智能会需要人的指挥吗？真正的智能世界里，每辆车都能听懂人的需求，灵活百变；每个人都能让心意自由奔流；每个家都能扩展出无限可能。系统主动协同，默契地回应你的心念。我们在为你创造这样一个世界，让小米汽车和超过6亿台智能设备随心意而动，构建人车家全生态。小米澎湃 OS。
Just now, I shared some of the core technologies of Xiaomi EV with you, and now we are going to pre-launch the very first Xiaomi EV, Xiaomi SU7. Xiaomi SU7 is positioned as a full-size high-performance eco-technology sedan. Many of you may be curious about why we want to build such a car. First off, we choose to build a sedan because sedan is the symbol of the automobile industry at different stages. Most of the cars that are remembered by history are sedans, and to build a sedan could enable us to become a representative of this era. Therefore, we are determined to build a sedan. And if you know about the automotive industry, from a technology perspective, you know to build a sedan is more difficult than building a SUV. Therefore, in all aspects, we always choose the most difficult one to work on. Secondly, high performance is in the gene of Xiaomi. In our gene, we always have the pursuit of extreme performance. Thirdly, technology plus ecosystem, because with technology and ecosystem, we are able to build a car that is good-looking, easy to drive, and comfortable and safe to drive, and make it a smart mobile space. Many people ask me, who is the user of this car? And for whom do you build this car? I believe they must be a group of people who love advanced technology, who have high tastes, and who are passionate about life. They are the elite of this era. The goal of Xiaomi EV is to make sure that we can make technology breakthrough and achieve driver-vehicle harmony. With our rich ecosystem and technology, we want to provide our drivers with the sense of oneness between driver and vehicle, and the people in our car will also enjoy a smart life that really reads your mind. So now I would like to invite you to put your hands together to welcome Xiaomi SU7. Is it beautiful? So let's take a closer look from the side. Very graceful outline. At first sight, it feels like your heart is flipped. So this is the most beautiful angle for you to look at Xiaomi SU7. From the front, you see the low stance of the car and also very impactful fronts. So the whole car gives you a strong sense of power and dynamics. And from the side front, you can see this rich curve of the outline and also the wheel arc design with tension. And from the rear back, it is also the angle from which SU7 looks very beautiful. You see the power and also the gracefulness in it. And also at the back, you see the upturned back and also this symbolic halo tail lights. Very recognizable. Xiaomi SU7 is a full-size, high-performance eco-technology sedan. The size of it is like a upper mid-range car. It's 5 meters long. The wheelbase is 3 meters, and it is 14.4 meters high and about 2 meters wide. The size is similar to BMW 5 Series. So many people say it should be 7 Series, so we thought maybe we can call it SU5. Therefore, we named our car after SU7. So the naming of the car is very strange. So just like how you name your phones, you start with Pro Max. We have different kinds of names for your phones and for the cars. And this is not a criticism because we just paid tribute to all the car companies. So SU7 means that the size is similar to BMW 5 Series. So Model 3 is a Class B vehicle. Therefore, we are larger than Model 3. For such a beautiful car, when we first started to design it, we went through a lot of up and downs. I rejected the design 3 times. It was very difficult for the design team at the very beginning. They also want to make some very unique design. So all the designers would like to do the same. They want to make a great design. Therefore, they came up with a lot of very creative designs for the car. So I don't know whether I can say this design is good or bad. But I know if we do a user survey or market survey, we will know whether this design is good or not. So for many Chinese users, a car is a durable product. Usually you will need to drive the car for 7 or 10 years. Therefore, for the users, they don't just want the car to be good looking. The car also needs to be worth appreciating. So for SU7, whether it looks beautiful or not, it is not about right now. We have to think about whether SU7 is still good looking after 7 or 10 years. Therefore, from the very beginning, we want to make a design that can endure the test of time, because only time will tell us whether the design is good enough or not. So after setting this goal for our design, I really give the entire designing team a hard question. But I have to tell you, Xiaomi EV is very lucky. We put up a very young, skilled and talented designing teams. So let me introduce our designing team to you. First is our chief designer, Mr. Li Tianyuan. Li Tianyuan is the most famous Chinese designer in the world. He is the first Chinese designer for BMW Global. And when he watched the launch event 3 years ago, he was so excited. So he asked to become part of our project, and he moved his entire family back to China. So what has he been involved? For example, the BMW iX, which is the flagship for electrical SUV, he defined the designing language of BMW i Series. He also designed the concept car of BMW, the iVision Circular. He redefined the kidney grills of BMW. Moreover, he was also involved in the new 7 Series of BMW, which was launched last year. He was involved in the preliminary design. We still remember the new 7 Series, low in the front and high at the back. And also the luxurious ambient light inside. It is very club style, and we know it must be from a Chinese designer. And I hope Mr. Li can bear with me. And he's really skilled and talented. And our second one is Mr. Qiu Zhen, a handsome man. He's from Mercedes-Benz. He is the exterior designer. And his famous work includes EQXX. It is a concept car with a range of over 1,000 kilometers. And it is a car with the lowest drag coefficient. He was the designer of it. And for the interior designer, Xin, he was the former interior designer of BMW. He was involved in the interior design of BMW Z4 and BMW X1. So this is a group of talented people, and all of them have over 10-year experience, and they come from world-renowned car companies in the world. Therefore, they have dedicated a lot to the designing of this car, way beyond your imagination. Therefore, let's hear from them about how they designed this car.
这个项目一波三折，被推翻过3次。我们要做经得起时间考验的设计，要做一台在未来的经典车型。 这两个词听上去是矛盾的。当时出了个这样的跟着直觉走，直觉的美是可以穿过任何屏障和阻碍，直接触达你的心灵。这台车车头很低，有强烈的前倾感。看到这样的运动张力，你本能的就想坐进去，驾驶它，有一个车吹心动的状态。直觉告诉我们，人和机械的交流不应该仅仅通过一块屏幕。
最直觉、最自然的交互方式就是通过物理按键。这种真实感也代表了人和车情感上的连接。
风阻就是科学，符合风阻最优解的规律，自然界中早就有答案。我们只是通过科技的手段去翻译它。整个车的轮廓线像水一样，是流动的，有一种外柔内刚的感觉。
从自然中吸取灵感，这个激光雷达就像一颗鹅卵石，静静地放在了中间，它是自然态的，没有冲突感，和人之间的情感是产生共鸣的。
画图只是刚刚开始，最有挑战的是如何把图纸落地。架构、工艺、材料、交互、人机，几十个部门，上千人的协同，才能把一张纸变成一台实车。科技一直在变，但科学的规律没变，自然的规律没变，人的直觉、人的本性没变。避开流行去做设计，才能够有时间的持续性。这是我们连接未来的桥梁，也是我们去往未来的方向。小米的第一台车，像是在写一封情书。再过100年，小米设计的出发点，肯定还是从人开始，永远都不会变。
是不是特别漂亮啊？
It's very beautiful, right?
我们看过几位设计师的介绍以后，
So after watching this
我
video,
希望大家了解了舒淇的设计原理。
I hope you can understand the designing principle of SU7. We want to go back to the nature of design, and we want to find the beauty that fits our intuition, the beauty that fits the nature, and we want to create designs that can withstand the test of time. So the best thing of SU7's design, which is also the part we invested the most, is the proportion and the curved surface. Whether a car is good looking or not is about the proportion. First off, we have 3 times tire size to wheelbase ratio, so the car looks slim and long, and we have 2 times tire size to height ratio. So from the side, you see it is looks lightweight and low stance, and we also have 1.36 times aspect ratio. It have a coupe style low stance, so this is an extreme proportion. For a family car to reach this proportion, it requires the designing team and the engineering team to do a lot and work very hard. Many people think SU7 is like a top-notch sports car because sports car usually pursue such extreme proportion. So because its proportion is very similar to a sports car, therefore you think it looks very cool and handsome. And this car is not just designed for beauty, we also designed for driving experience and for functionality. as well as performance. For EV, because the battery pack is usually very expensive, therefore, in the process of driving the EV, we need to reduce the energy consumption. In our day-to-day driving, 40% of the energy is used to address the wind drag. Sometimes a maximum of 80% of the energy will be used to this end. Therefore, it is very important for us to reduce the wind drag. Sometimes we come up with creative design. It looks ridiculous, but it looks fine afterwards. All of this is to reduce the wind drag.
So before we talk about wind drag, let's introduce an equation. Or if not, this is the only equation I'm going to show you. This equation is determined by 4 parameters. One is air density. This is something you cannot change. Second is velocity v squared. Third is wind area. The reason why we need to take a low stance design is to reduce the wind area. So all sports cars have a low stance in order to reduce the wind area. The fourth is drag coefficient. Speaking of drag coefficient, the most aerodynamic shape in nature is actually raindrops. So raindrop is the most perfect shape in nature. The drag coefficient of a raindrop is only 0.05. And another fun fact for you. Drag coefficient is measured by count. One count is 0.005. So the drag coefficient, the CD of raindrop, is only 50 counts. So how can we produce a car with the lowest CD? How can we lower the CD? And in our team, we believe wind, nature are the best co-designers. So we have to work with wind. We have to keep testing it in wind tunnels in order to find the most optimum design, the most optimum shape. So we've done many details revisions. So first of all, this 28-degree deep, large deep angle, the 17-degree sports back, so that the wind can actually be offset on the sides in order to lower the negative pressure by 10 counts. Remember, the CD of a raindrop is 50 counts, and this one step can lower the CD by 10 counts. Secondly, so the curvature of the car body. So in the beginning, we used G3, and later on, we changed it to G4. This can actually lower the CD by 1 count. This change is indistinguishable to human eyes, but after some testing, we find out this action can lower the wind drag by 1 count. And we also were changing our rear view mirror to make it bezel-less. Of course, now the current national standard do not allow bezel-less. So we actually reduce the wind area by 20% just by using bezel-less mirror, and also make it into a water drop shape. So this can save 2 counts. And I think the prettiest part of this car is the LiDAR. So for all the cars I've seen, the LiDAR on top looks bad. But working with our LiDAR supplier, we redesigned the structure of LiDAR to make it an integrated part of a car. It takes the shape of a paddle. So we lower the LiDAR by 2 mm and lower the counts by 4. So with all those efforts, we were able to achieve a drag coefficient. Right now, the industrial standard is 0.2. And Xiaomi reached 0.195, the lowest drag coefficient in production cars globally. That means very low energy consumption and outstanding range. In Chongqing, we did lots of testing in the wind tunnel. I would like to show you a lab video. Quite stunning result. How did we do it? First of all, we built digital models, and with more than 1,000 simulations digitally, and then we made a clay model with more than 300 modifications. We did lots of actual tests in the wind tunnel. So the cycle of clay models is much longer than expected. In the beginning, we used outsourced lab, and later on we spent millions to build our own lab and introduced the most advanced clay milling equipment, which located in our office. And it can finish the milling within a day and improve the milling efficiency. So every day we can change our clay model, looking for the best option. And talking with my colleagues, they told me that the design workload of this car is actually 3.5 times that of their previous job in another car-making company. And SU7 has very good aerodynamic design. 8 vents, 70 authentic aerodynamic vents. So you may not know how those vents work. And we also have a very cool active rear spoiler. At high speed, it generates 130 kilograms of downforce. Very impressive roll holding at high speed. For a car to be great, to be timeless, to be futuristic, it needs to have their own unique language, design language. So I would like to tell you SU7's unique design. Number one, the water drop headlight. Take a close look. It's in the shape of water drop. Like I said, water drop is the most aerodynamic shape in nature. And the daylight's running light, high and low beams together forms a unique pattern that resembles the Chinese character for rice. It's very distinctive, very unique. Our own design language. Second, the halo tail light, which is consisted of 420 LED lights and progressive light strip that makes you stand out in the night traffic. Thirdly, something that we praised online. So on the wheel, we have made a very small broken line that looks similar to a ripple. We call it a 170-degree flowing curve. Makes the body elegant, powerful. We call it 175-degree flowing curve. And another detail is in the door handle. This hidden door handle was widely praised online after the design was leaked. It's very intuitive. In winter, traditional door handle can be frozen up and hard to open. The reason why I like this design is that when I wash my car, I feel like a traditional door handle is usually hard to clean. There's always some dirt, and that makes me kind of upset. That's why we designed this intuitive hidden door handle. And let's move on to colors. Colors are quite important to a car because car has a large surface. Under different lighting environments, the color looks quite different. So we're looking for the best color in nature. The first color I want to unveil is called aqua blue, a very vital, vibrant color. It was inspired by the water 60 meters under the sea level, where the water is the cleanest. The color is somewhere between green and blue. So it is actually a color between green and blue. That becomes the color of SU7. Very pretty color. When you drive SU7, from dawn to dusk, under different sunlight, the shades of the color changes as the lighting varies. So in different light, it takes different shade. I would like to show you two pictures. One is taken on mountain top. Beautiful, right? The other was taken besides the Napa Lake in Shangri-La. In different lighting, in different environment, the car looks always stunning. The second color is a very classy gray, mineral gray. It is inspired by the rock stratum of Yadan landform. It takes hundreds of years to form. The grayscale is 75%. It's not too bright, not too dull. It is tranquil and balanced. Let's look at it from another angle. A very pretty gray. And I noticed that 50% of cars on the street is white. White is boring. So I don't want white for SU7. I want something more interesting, more fun. So we changed our color design several times, and we decided on this mineral gray. Let's look at the actual picture. Amazing, right? Let's show the two colors together. Aqua blue is a high set color. Mineral gray is a low set color. High set colors are usually used and reserved for sports cars. Because to maintain such a high set color for 20 years, it's very difficult and the paint is quite expensive. That's why it is reserved for sports cars and too expensive for sedans. And young people might feel it's a little bit too high profile, too exaggerating. But I know that our Xiaomi users are confident enough to drive this color. But do we charge more for this color? We know that Porsche charge more for some special colors. And Ferrari is actually more notorious in this case. For a particular color, you have to pay 400,000 more. It's not you cannot afford a Ferrari, it's you cannot afford that special color. Mineral gray is a low set color. very fashionable, very popular. Low set colors are trendy today. So we choose a low set color. Let's look at it in dawn. Besides these two, we also have a metallic paint for you, a verdant green. In verdant green, we add some gold color, and on the surface, there are some shimmering pink colors, so it's balanced with tension. For such a color combination, it's better poised to showcase the curved beauty of SU7. Let's look at the car. Isn't it beautiful? Because it combines with the shimmering pink and metallic verdant green. Those are real pics shot on the plateau, and this is from the rear side angle, which is the best angle to look at SU7. Every time I see SU7, I felt the urge to drive it, to go everywhere. It's a very cool thing to do, but I'm very busy. And my colleagues took my place to realize this dream. They drove SU7 to many beautiful places and shot us a very good video of their driving. Very cool indeed. We aim to keep it confidential, so we shot very limited number of the outdoor videos. But today, since we launched it about the exterior design, there will be more beautiful videos to be published in the future. And many people are concerned about the interior design of SU7. The interior design adopts a wraparound cockpit design. It's plump and gentle. The riding experience is very warm. As you can see, we have floating dashboard with the air vents, so the space for the passengers is pretty big. And you could have very clear view from inside. The glass area is 5.35 square meters. So it's very spacious inside with very clear view. And many people are concerned about the sunshine in the summertime, and we've already considered it in the start of our designing. So we adopted the top-notch sun protection process. On the roof, we adopted the 2 layers of silver plating on the skylight. The UV resistant is 99.9, IR resistant is 99.1. And on the front windshield, we also have 3 layers of silver plating with UV resistant 99.5 and IR resistant 97.6.
we have an evaluation report saying that SU7 has the best performance in sun protection. And also we have the 5-display interaction in the cabin system. I will skip the details. And also, if you delete all the buttons, after several rounds of test drive, I found it very inconvenient if everything is put onto the display when you are driving. It's not user and driver friendly. So I keep some commonly used buttons, physical buttons, because it's more user-friendly. Do you agree with me? So how many buttons did we keep? The air conditioning temperature adjusting, the airflow strength, those 2 buttons are kept, and we add 2 more buttons not so commonly used. The first one is the active rear spoiler and also air suspension button. Why did we add these 2 buttons? One of our friends bought a very luxurious car and bragged about it to me, showing me about the upgrading of active rear spoiler. After 10 minutes, we still didn't know what is happening there. So I thought I must be able to show our friends with just 1 second if you buy the SU7. If you press the button, it's just lifted, the spoiler is lifted. And there are several different levels. This is to demonstrate the function to our friends with this button. Also, our air suspension can lift as well. And those are usually the functionalities commonplace in the luxury cars. Another reason about the 2 buttons is that usually some underground garage has a very steep slope. So if you are going down the slope, those 2 buttons will be very pragmatic. And also, we can support the extension of different buttons, so those would be very pragmatic functionalities. We have the tri-spoke D-shaped steering wheel, very sport style, with a diameter of 363 millimeters, and we have the sport style seats with the functions of ventilation and heating, and more importantly, considering the ergonomic features of the Chinese people, the lumbar support height is designed at 135 millimeters, so your shoulders and lumbar will be well supported and bolstered. We have elevated the height, so the driver will feel more comfortable. And also our cushion adopts the sandwich structure. We've gone into a lot of efforts in the cushion. We used the 3D mesh backing material with a thickness of 10 millimeters in the first layer. It's very soft with good ventilation and flexibility. And in the mid layer, we have memory foam. It's very comfortable. And also we have high-density PU in the bottom layer to support 75 kilograms of pressure, and it's elastic, so it's more adaptive to long-distance driving. Those are the efforts we have made in terms of cushion, and this is the only one of this kind of sedan. Our seats also use the full-grain Napa leather. It's very soft and comfy. As to colors, we have 3 options. This is galactic gray. The second option is sunset red. The third one, obsidian black. Those are the 3 color options. And when the car feels very balanced, you could also feel very sportsy driving and riding inside. All the interior designs have been certified at the first level internationally, so it's very skin-friendly. Even the infant's skin can directly contact it, because many parents will drive with their children on board. We are very attentive to environmental protection. We also have designed dynamic ambient lighting to increase the sense of luxury. We also have the top-level audio system installed with 23 speakers, 2 headrest speakers, So in total, making it 25. And we support 1.4 sound channels, which is the million-level luxury audio system. And we also have Dolby Atmos. It's very beautiful and luxurious. Many people ask about the space. If you assume the coupe attitude, what about the space inside? I keep telling them that we have everything both on the outside and the inside. They look very fashionable and user-friendly, but if you get on board, it's very spacious. So even though we look like a coupe, it's an upper mid-range sedan. For example, we have a virtual image here with a height of 1.88 meters. I am 1.81 meter. And in the front seat, the vertical space reaches 1,012 millimeter. And for this virtual man with a height of 1.88 meter, this person has a very sufficient headroom. He doesn't feel cramped. And for the back seat, the passengers will also have sufficient headroom. The knee space is over that of a feast, and that experience is much better than that of Model S and BMW Series 5. So we strike a balance in terms of the outlook design and the pragmatic space design. Besides, we have a very big trunk with a capacity of 517 liters, and the depth is 1,136 millimeter, which is world-leading. Now let's take a look at the photos of the trunk. If there are 2 to 3 passengers inside, it can accommodate 28-inch suitcase, 2 20-inch suitcases, and another 2 backpacks. So sufficient to accommodate 2 to 3 people traveling. And also all the camping equipment can be taken inside the trunk. It's very spacious in the trunk. For EV, the most challenging part is about the space in the front trunk. We have the largest front trunk in China, 105 liters. What for? They say that you could put in your fishing equipment. Maybe you have bought some seafood, your takeaway food, and the fish you have just gotten. Those things may taint the passenger seats if you put them in the trunk at the back. So you put it in the front trunk because they're smelly. If you open the front trunk, it's very convenient to use. At this point, you may wonder, actually not all the EV cars have the front trunks. Some are transformed from the oil-burning vehicles before. The engines and the gearboxes may be kept empty, and you put another layer of plastic tab on top. They're not purely EV, but we are the forward-developed electrical platform. How did we accomplish it? We made a lot of efforts into this. We have an 18-in-1 triangulated frame. We put all of those parts together, and the AC and the radiators are also tilted in the installation phase to leave enough space for the front trunk. So the bigger the front trunk, the higher the designing level. That's about the interior design and the space on board that we have delicately prepared. We have invited thousands of people to review the design. We also have invited 300 to 400 industrial partners, 500 media friends, and 300 to 400 channel partners, and many experts in the industry to give us some suggestions. Why did we take it so seriously? We have invested over 10 billion on this SU7, so it must be a success. We have invited so many experts to guide us, and here I sincerely want to give my thanks to those friends who have suggested us. And also, we have invited some international experts to comment on SU7 and offer us some creative ideas. And for one example, the design expert, Chris Bungle. I'm not sure if you have heard of him. He's one of the most well-known designers, basically the top 10. And he has once worked in BMW for 17 to 18 years, and he has designed the halo headlights and the flame-shaped curves. So very excellent designer in the vehicle. We asked him to guide us, and we have shot one video about him test driving and reviewing our SU7. Please have a look.
How the car relates to us in our lives. Will it stay like that? There's literally no rules. Accomplished, did I say that? Wait a minute. How the hell is this a Xiaomi product? Is this the Xiaomi I knew 5 years ago? We're gonna look at cars. How cool is that? This is it? Wow, cool color. Just looking at the proportions on the car. Very balanced car. This is a model you guys made?
This is production car.
That's really nice. May I? Really nice interior, super impact. Where my eye wants to take this thing is to make a long tail out of it. This comes down to about here. This line here and this line here. There's a ton of radius on that thing, but you don't see it. Guys, you can be very proud of this car. It's a really excellent design. It's not over-designed. Four years ago, I think I was in a Xiaomi store and I looked at all the products. And the products are uniformly super geometric, super clean, ultra simple, non-emotional in that sense. But cars are emotional. I see this vehicle for Xiaomi as being an emotional entry point. It's kind of crux point in there. How you perceive things impacts you. Space, light, hearing, touch. It looks drivable. It looks like a driver's car. We'll find out when we drive it. Go for it. That EV rocket effect about it, which evokes well-established relationship between the human dream of commanding the horse and the driving pleasure. What was the word? What's your mind? That's my word for the day. That was fun. My first reaction was, I think it fits the Xiaomi world where they're going. We're trying to get into a world automobile market and prove our competency in making a vehicle. It's something to think about. Your unknown, to me, is future auto. Your greater unknown is humanity and tech.
Do you think the relationship between cars and people has changed because of this new era of EV?
That's a good question. The new Xiaomi experience is going to get you out of the machine age. The future of humanity is engaging people. I hope they can use some of the challenge aspects that I've learned over time to rise above the game as they see it. You know, this is the right start. Okay, what's next?
After test driving Xiaomi SU7, he spoke highly of this car and he was excited when he met me. He said, the design of this car is highly complete and it does not look chunky as other EVs. So the renderings of other cars look very well, but if you go to the 4S stores, you see many of the EVs look very chunky. And secondly, this car is good to drive, very good driving experience. And he feels that this car is a very good starting point for Xiaomi. He personally was very excited, so I invited him to be the design expert consultant of Xiaomi, and he accepted this job. And we hope Chris in the future can provide more creatives and ideas to Xiaomi's design. At this point, I think performance, especially peak performance or extreme driving experience, is the goal for us to build cars. Speed is not just a parameter, it should be a faith. I hope that whoever is driving SU7, when the person puts the foot on the pedal, he can always feel a resonance with the person's soul. Therefore, we worked a lot on the performance of this car. We support dual motor and all-wheel drive. The highest power can be 673 PS. The peak torque is 838 Newton meter. So this power is equivalent to a coupe with 4-liter turbo. So is 0 to 100's performance is really scary. For a car like this, what is performance of 0 to 100? It is 2.78 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Below, you can see this is the performance of Taycan Turbo. It is 1.5 million Chinese yuan, so the performance of SU7 is ridiculous. In addition to 0 to 100, let me tell you, many competitors, when they introduced the performance of their car, they never mentioned the highest speed, because to guarantee great 0 to 100 and great highest speed, it is very difficult for you to do both very well. For SU7, its highest speed can be 265 kilometers per hour. It is better than Taycan and Model S, therefore its performance is great. And for its mid and post acceleration, it is even more powerful. For example, 0 to 200, it is only 10.67 seconds, and Taycan Turbo is 11.05 seconds. So basically, in all these parameters and competitions, SU7 is better than Taycan, including the 80 to 120, 120 to 160, and 0 to 400 straight dash. We can see SU7 is way better than Taycan Turbo in terms of performance, and we have to be humble. So this is a car with great driving performance, very powerful. It is very good to drive. Its turning radius is only 5.7 meters. You can make a full U-turn within 3 lanes. So it is very flexible to drive. And for our drivers, we also support customized driving mode. So you can change different parameters like turning and acceleration, and you have over 100 levels, and there are over 1.8 billion driving modes, so you can have an exceptional driving modes. And if you really like your driving mode, you can also upload your driving mode to the community, so you have infinite freedom. It also has the most classic boost mode for sports cars. Press the button. In 20 seconds, you can get torque over boosts. Very exciting, and you all know this function. So when you are playing the racing games, you all know the boost button. And we have another mode called launch control. Let's take a look. So you see, this is the launch control. There is a very good driving experience. So this car is not just fast, and you can also stop very quickly. From 100 to 0, the braking distance is only 33.3 meters. So if you floor the brake pedal, it only takes 33.3 meters to stop the car. So after we start to build cars, I finally get to experience to floor the gas pedal and the brake pedal, and we want to improve our experience even better. So we have to be very confident about the car, and the car must be very good for you to really floor your pedals. So all these performances are as good as Taycan. For such a wonderful driving experience, it is because of the hard and software capability of the chassis. So we have the 5-link suspension, double wishbone suspension, and CDC, damper control, air spring. All of these are the foundation of Xiaomi SU7. For example, our braking system is very strong. We have Brembo 4-piston calipers. So you can see this yellow part. It looks very cool. In addition, we also have Bosch DPB braking control. So this automatic system is also first launched in the world. We also have Bosch ESP 10.0 carbon stabilization system. With such a strong foundation of hardware, we also have 4 redundancies for braking. If your brake pedal fails, you can long press the P button to brake. If this fails, we also have DPB plus ESP as a backup braking system. If this fails too, you also have mechanical and hydraulic braking system. If this fails too, you also have the KERS regenerative braking system. So this car gives you a very powerful 4-level redundant safety braking mechanism. We also self-developed the chassis control algorithm. We have smart multi-dimensional sensing and global synchronized control. For example, we have self-adaptation to the road condition. So this is the magic carpet function on other cars. It can see as far as 150 meters. It can identify the speed bump and also slippery road, so the car will be able to address the situation beforehand. So you can go through the bumpy road and your driving is still as smooth as it can be. And we also have self-adaptation to bend attitude. So when you are making a sharp turn, and when you are starting or stopping, all of a sudden the car is still in a perfect balance. So you see, its fast turning is very stable and smooth. In addition, we also have aerodynamic self-adaptation. So according to the speed of the car, it can adjust the spoiler, it can adjust the active grille shutter and also the air spring. So based on the speed, it provides you with different downforce to really give your car the extreme performance. Another thing is that We also have the active seat side bolster. So when you are making a turn, your seat will inflate automatically, so it can provide support to your body. So when you are turning, it is like your seat is embracing you. Very good experience. So this is only the configuration for the Mercedes-Benz G series or Maybach, especially when you are making a sharp turn. This is a wonderful experience. So, a brief summary of its performance, you see. 2.78 seconds 0 to 100, 265 kilometers per hour highest speed. In addition, we also have the customized driving mode, boost mode, launch control, and Xiaomi Smart Chassis, and also the 33.3 meters braking distance. We have the Brembo 4-piston calipers, Bosch DPB, and the Bosch ESP 10.0. The entire system is very powerful. Now let's take another look. Compare it with Taycan and the Model S. So you see these are the most common parameters: 0 to 100, highest speed and highest power. So with this, you can get a clear understanding of what SU7 is. So don't ask us to sell it at the price of 99,000. It is impossible.
Let's look at the range. We're equipped with 110 kilowatt-hour of battery. This is a co-production with CATL, equipped with Kirin NCM cell. You know that cell is very expensive. 100 kilowatt-hour CAM, CATL, Kirin. All these keywords means high cost. All cars with this kind of configuration usually are priced over 400,000. So stop trolling. It's not going to be priced at 140,000. Please show some respect to the solid configuration, the solid science behind the car. A car like this has a range of 800 kilometers. You might think 800 kilometers is not far enough. Some car can reach 1,000. But this is the best four-wheel drive car in China. This car is a whole package. Good look, long range. Compared with Taycan, they only have a range of 527 kilometers. And you have to take into account the power. Super fast charging. 5 minutes charging, it can run 222 kilometers. With 15 minutes of charging, the range is 510 kilometers. I believe this is far enough. And also the cold weather range retention. As I mentioned before, so I'm not going to repeat myself. So in terms of charging and battery, we are one of the industry leader. And there's another part of content that I want to stress on, the vehicle safety. Safety is our highest priority. This is our first car. We are very serious about the safety. We design our car to the highest safety standard. Our internal standards cover 3 standards. One is CNCAP, the Chinese national standard. And we chose the 2024 edition, which will come into force on July 1st, 2024, which is way higher than the 2021 edition. We use the future standard. Although our car will be launched in the first half of next year, we still adopt the highest standard. The second is the European standard, ENCAP 2023, 5-star standard. We also use CIASI 2023 standard. So all the standards we adopt are the most rigorous, highest standards in the world. And there are 4 parts to safety: passive, active, battery, and privacy. I would like to talk about passive safety first. For passive safety, we adopt armored cage steel aluminum alloy car body, 90% of which is made of high-strength steel and aluminum alloy. So the ultra-high-strength steel is super strong, reaching 2,000 MPa at a submarine grade. And let's talk about the front frame first, which is made of a large amount of high-strength steel. So we reinforce each joint point. And for the connection between the car body and the frame, we did many simulations in order to reinforce the frame. And also for the triangulated structure, we use die-cast aluminum structure in one piece. In impact, it can divert the impact force to the sides. It can also improve the torsional rigidity of the whole vehicle. And the third part is the threshold frame. We use honeycomb fashion aluminum threshold frame with 4 cross members. Each of them reached 2,000 MPa. So this structure can provide a very good protection for the battery pack and the cabin. The lateral impact resistance reaches 83 tons, so it can withstand 83 tons of impact. And for the rear floor, we use one-piece die-cast rear underbody to improve the strength. So the 4 core components of the vehicle, the front chassis frame, the threshold frames, etc., are all reinforced. As a result, the strength of the whole car body is very high. And we'd like to use one parameter to show how strong this is. It's called torsional rigidity. So, to give example, for Ford Raptor F-150, their number, the rigidity is 26,500. So we have entered a smart EV era. Every brand is trying to increase their torsional rigidity. So we are definitely number 1 in production cars. Our rigidity is 51,000. Not bad, right? For a sedan, reaching such a rigidity is extremely impressive. So we have 7 airbags on the far side and also 2 side airbags, which are 2.04 meters long, which can protect the passenger seats, the back seats from side impact. And we've done internally more than 40 impact tests, covering all 3 impact standards, as I mentioned before. And the internal standard we use is actually even more stringent than the 3 standards I talked about. The front, the side. So for each test, we actually outperform all those standards. What about impact from the back? The national standard is to withstand 50 km per hour. The American standard, the most strict, is 80, while our internal standards is 90 km per hour plus 70% of divergent impact. So definitely we're leading. So that's our attitude, that's our determination to safety. When we look at active safety, we have 16 active safety tests, 360 protection. The goal is to have 4 emergency brake. For every 300,000 kilometers, we will not have more than 1 false alert. We also built a very big scenario database to actually improve the efficiency, the accuracy by 200-fold. We also have invented 4D temporal spatial labeling. So by labeling all pedestrians, objects, speed, and acceleration, we can predict the movements, the future movements of all cars and vehicles, as well as pedestrians, in order to improve the safety. And we optimize targeting two-wheel scooter. To give you one example, when a scooter runs a red light, the car can actually detect the scooter before the driver and brake in advance. And as for battery, besides the Kirin battery co-produced with CATL, we also invented the inverted cell technology to improve battery safety. What's more, privacy security is something that a high-tech company should be good at. We provide comprehensive privacy protection from bottom layer to application layer, from single device to end-to-end protection. We also design multi-account system. And for different accounts, the privacy is actually protected. We also provide temporal accounts for scenarios such as car maintenance and washing. So during maintenance, the privacy is protected. And we also have end-to-end encryption between different devices. So in all aspects of safety, we follow the highest standard. This is the SU7. To sum up, all the features. This is a full-size, high-performance, eco-technology sedan. It's not just good-looking. It also has one of the best drag coefficient for production cars. It has high performance, matching sports cars priced at 1 million RMB. And also the 0 to 100 acceleration only takes 2.78 seconds, and the highest speed is 265 km per hour, and 100 kilowatt hours of battery pack, and high range, high voltage, 871 volts. And very good cold weather range retention, and very good vehicle safety, very high torsional rigidity, and smart carbon, Hyper OS, Snapdragon 8295 cabin chipsets. And we developed our own driving algorithm and also our integrated LiDAR. These are all the parameters I talked about of SU7, and I'm not going to repeat them one by one. And in our future launch, I will tell you more details. And I think the price will be a little bit high, but it's worth every bit. And the user experience will exceed your expectation. Please bear with us for another few months. We have 2 editions. The standard edition is powerful enough. And I'm not going to dwell on this too much. This is our SU7. How do you like it? So we have achieved driver-vehicle harmony, oneness between driver and the car. A perfect experience for drivers. I quite like aqua blue. Since you have to wait for a few months, and Xiaomi 14 actually just launched our special edition, or limited edition. So before you can buy a Xiaomi SU7, you can buy a matching phone, a matching Xiaomi 14. And also we actually have a watch to match the phone and SU7. It also comes in verdant green. And those limited edition will be sold at the same price as other Xiaomi 14. You can start ordering right now on Xiaomi online store.
Meanwhile, many people are curious about the progress made of our vehicle, so we have set up our WeChat public account, and if you followed us, for every 1 hour we will send 1 Xiaomi 14 limited edition as a gift, so you don't have to buy it. So how about you just follow us right now with your cell phone? Maybe you're the lucky one. Now, do you want to look at the real car? Okay. In a bit, after this launch event, we have an exhibition in the first floor. There are real cars in the exhibition floor, and also there are some demos about those technologies. Please stay with us after this launch event and tour around the exhibition hall. And on the stage, we have prepared 2 real cars. Now let's give a big round of applause to welcome SU7. So these are our real cars, the Aqua Blue. Did you see how it gets on the stage? We have the unmanned autonomous driving technology to take it here. And this one is mineral gray. Is it beautiful? Just look at the low stands, the smooth outline. The car is plump with tension. It's sport style as well, very classy. So please stay with us to tour around the exhibition hall after this launch event. At this point, honestly speaking, I still have a lot to say out of my mind. And please allow me to take some time to spill it out. So please stay with me for a little while. In the past 1,003 days, I commonly looked back at the night of March 30th, 2021, when we announced our car-making decision officially. And in those days, unluckily, I caught a severe cold. I had hoarse throat. It was even challenging for me to speak out on the stage. I didn't even know how could I complete the whole evening's speech. But our fans were encouraging. I was excited in that time, and I blurted out that I want to stake on my reputation to complete the last one enterprising project, to fight for Xiaomi EV. That night, when I stepped down from the stage, I had mixed feelings. Because I once invested on several new vendors, and some are in the business of car manufacturing. I knew more than anybody that car making was difficult, and I looked around. I saw numerous uncertainties, but the die is cast, and it's a journey of a century. From that moment on, for me, myself, and for Xiaomi, we officially opened this new chapter of car making. It was a successful event on that night. Within very limited time, we received over 20,000 resumes. And also within this period of time, we have gathered a large number of experts in the car-making industry, including designers like Li Tianyan. They frequently ask me, what will be the product lineup? I said, what is a lineup? Have you heard of the name? They told me that it's just the plan and the layout of your products, because the car manufacturers prefer the platform framework, and on this one platform, they make a series of vehicles to cover different user groups and different price ranges. In one exhibition hall, there may be dozens of vehicles, and there will be always one suitable to the consumer. And they taught me that more options enhanced competitiveness. But I thought differently. I said we didn't need such a pile-up of products. How about we just focus on one specific product? And I didn't want just a mediocre vehicle. I said, what we needed is the one that can rival Porsche and Tesla. It's our dream car. So, from that moment on, we abandoned all the shortcuts and we pruned for the hardest way. We decided to start from the underlying technologies and stay down to earth with 10 times investment to take the car-making business seriously. And we're patient enough to take about 15 to 20 years to accomplish this dream. This is truly surmounting the summit with firm strides. For Xiaomi, it's a big, major stride from the smartphone to vehicle, and it's also a major stride to complete the closed loophole of human, vehicle, and home ecosystem. It's a new starting point for Xiaomi, and I'm convinced that someday in the future, there will be Xiaomi EV running on every road of this world. In 3 days' time, 2023 will be behind us. Looking back at the past 1 year, every one of you must have mixed feelings. Days ago, I was wandering on the streets of Beijing. The morning sunshine shone on the unmelted snow by the lanes. It was cold, but the air was clear. I stopped once in a while, watching the flow of fleets on the lanes. And the majority of the drivers were driving alone. Looking at those figures, I couldn't help wondering, what are they thinking when they're driving alone? What are they happy for at this moment? And what are they annoyed about? The new year is upcoming, and what are their aspirations for the next year? Looking at those figures flashing by, I suddenly had an impulse. I wanted to cheer up for those strangers. I even wanted to say that in the past 1 year, you did a good job. The hardship you endured is only known by yourself. So you have to be thankful to yourself and give a bonus to yourself. For those flashing figures, they represent the real backbone of this era. At that moment, I was thinking, what can I do for them? No matter how grand are the topics of this era, and no matter how many responsibilities you are shouldering, everyone harbors a burning dream and a strong desire for limitless freedom. I thought Xiaomi could manufacture a good vehicle for the drivers. The vehicle can help them to realize their dreams and aspirations. I hope that this vehicle could become your most tacit partner that always engage with you and accompany you to anywhere you aimed for. And this vehicle can tour along the dunes of Turpan and also drive on the tracks of Liubei. It could keep you company along the coconut tree avenues by the seaside and also shuttle back and forth in the urban streets. I hope that every step on the accelerator and every turning, every braking could enable you to enjoy the mastery with the harmony between driver and vehicle. And I hope that on board this vehicle, you could feel not only comfort, but also the hard-won ease and leisure. Whether you're taking a short rest here or you're driving home in the evening, you are ready to stay for a while inside this vehicle. You have a sense of control of your life, because only the definite mastery can deliver to us unparalleled freedom. Today, on my way here, I saw that the noon sunshine got through those car windows. The drivers left behind the golden silhouettes. And at that moment, I almost saw you surmounting numerous obstacles in the past years. But you remain firm and faithful, marching toward the new era starting from this winter. No matter how cold or windy this winter is, you will always feel warm inside this vehicle. Your pace and vehicle are forceful alike. I especially want to highlight that we should always cheer up for the ambitious people and walk shoulder by shoulder with the alias of this era. So the first vehicle of Xiaomi SU7, is created for the dreamers on the road. Your life journey will always be broad if you're confident, and the achievement of always marching forward is the best bonus to your life. Thank you, everyone. This is the end of today's launch event. And please come downstairs to the exhibition hall.
Flawless, surreal, loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi.
今天多云转阵雨，记得带伞。
我回来了。
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi.
今天多云转阵雨，记得带伞。
我回来了。
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel ordinary. But wait, how do you define happiness? We sometimes feel small, but with one encouraging look from our loved ones, we can surprise the world. Victory feels great. But who said we have to win to be loved? Fortune doesn't always favor us. That's fine. Friends will be there for us. So, what are you after? Listen to your heart, and the rest will follow. We all have different ideas of happiness, but feeling it means the same to all of us. This is the magic in our life. For him, for her, for them, for you. Innovation for everyone. Xiaomi.
Xiaomi.
今天多云转阵雨，记得带伞。
我回来了。
Xiaomi. Xiaomi. Xiaomi.
Flawless. Surreal. Loved by millions. We tend to admire the unreachable, which can make us feel